quick show covering the Tennessee Vols, and we're gonna get right on into it here. Let me show you a little bit about what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna still talk about a little recruiting news. Uh, they picked up 3 commits. One of the commits I didn't put on this list was from last week, and I think that was Malik Howard. But it's another one I think I'm missing. And then, of course, they're closing in on DGG. It's still between Ohio State and and Tennessee. And so he did take a visit to Mississippi this past weekend, and I think he had another visit scheduled for Georgia. Don't know what's going to happen with that, but it's still between Ohio State and Tennessee, and we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully, he can move everything up. But anyway, let's move on. They had a bunch of people in, and we'll talk about that once we get into it. Let's get right on into it. Well, good afternoon again. Charlotte Cross Sport Network. We're going to get right on into it. Tennessee picked up 2 commitments from last week. One of them was a legacy player, Kenneth Simon. I'm going to get some look at a huddle film on him probably for his junior year down the road here in another show. And then we picked up the kid, Dayon Cooper, I believe his name was. Dayon Cooper, and he's a defensive back. So Tennessee's still doing pretty good in recruiting. I'll see if I can get a look at where they are in the standings. They're not moving up, but they need to work the way up into the top 10. And then the other thing is Tennessee has a chance of flipping DJ Jacobs. We're going to look at him on film here real quick and see what he brings to the table. And hopefully, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he committed to either Maryland or Ohio State, and Tennessee's trying to flip him. So we'll see how that turns out over the next few days. But Tennessee's still pushing on, pressing on hard, trying to get the players that they need in order to succeed come this fall. So with that said, let's go over here and look at DJ Jacobs. And of course, DJ is a 6'6", 235 pounds. That's him right there in the corner, right there, making a pass rush. So notice he's got pretty good speed, pretty good takeoff speed. And then look at him right now. Here's another one. So he's unblocked right there. So he's a force to reckon with as a pass rush, and he's a 5-star. He should be the number 1 defensive end or edge rusher in the nation right now. Tennessee has a chance of picking him up because Tennessee has a great need for defensive ends since they lost all of them in the transfer portal last year, and he got a good chance to come and play right away. And now this right here, see, they're not blocking him, so he had no need to use his hands, which he will have to use his hands and his upper body strength in order to get around defensive tackle. He did it on that play right there. That shows you a lot right there. He did it like that was like a swim move, and then he's using more as his force and power right now to make tackles. And here he is again, standing up right there at the left. and he did a swim move and got around that offensive tackle there and shook the ball loose. And then here's another one right here. He's kind of playing at a linebacker spot, and he's rushing. Very hard to block it when you're that big, especially rushing. And then here's the last one I'm going to show you. He's right there on the edge at the top. He gets around two blockers, and they block him pretty good, but he keeps fighting and gets back to the ball and makes that tackle. So that's tell you what Tennessee is trying to get in that position right there. The good player. Once he gets in and gets more refinement in his pass rush from the Tennessee coaches, he's going to be an outstanding player. I say 2 years, and he'll be in the NFL if he starts at playing as a freshman right away. So the other thing we want to talk about is, and I got to stick to my agenda here. The other thing we want to talk about is the DGG situation. So some things came up with DGG, and this is David Gabriel Gorges from Canada, plays high school ball at Baylor High School. He is the big talk of the town. He's the get that Tennessee has to get. He's the number one player in the state, and Tennessee is working real hard to flip him or to get him committed, not flip him, get him committed. But right now it's between, like I said earlier, it's between Ohio State and Tennessee. The thing about DGG that I noticed, I have to go all the way back to when Tennessee recruited Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry, those two guys. And, of course, Travis Stevens was one of those guys also. There was 3 5-star blue-chip running backs. And every one of them had their own characteristics as far as a running back. The one that reminds me most of, that DGG reminds me most of, is Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis was bigger. He's about 5'11", about 235 when he got there in high school. He's a big guy and strong, had a lot of speed. And of course, DGG, he's the same way. He has power and speed, and he can, whatever decision he makes when he has the ball in his hands, it's easy for him to make it because of his power and strength and his ability to break tackles and to run through tackles. And so he's the type of running back that you only find every 10, 15 years. And so that's the reason why I think Tennessee is really doing their due diligence to go after him with a lot of vigor to try to get him signed and get him committed. And so he's different. He can break away. He's a breakaway runner just like Jamal Lewis was. He can run between the tackle like he was. He can run outside. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as a receiver. And that's one of the things. You can line him up anywhere, and he can play. And he's tough, very tough. I think he carried the ball. What did he have? One game he had over 400-something yards rushing. And so that just tell you what Tennessee's getting. And then, of course, last weekend, Tennessee had Xavier Saab, a 4-star athlete, and they had Terrence Smith, an interior lineman in. Princeton U. Waifo, he's already committed to Tennessee out of Murfreesboro. And then Frederick Ford, the linebacker, 4-star. Marcus Jones, another 4-star safety. And, of course, Dayon Cooper committed to him. He's a 3-star, but he flipped from Florida State. So it was basically 2 flips that I talked to you about. Brandon Allen Jr., a 3-star running back, 3-star cornerback from Mississippi. He's already committed to Mississippi State. He didn't flip. Carter Jameson, cornerback, 3-star. He's a Tennessee commit. He committed to Tennessee already earlier this year. And so that's basically what's going on with the Vols. The schedule's out. The schedules are out, and it looks like every SEC team is going to have to play 9 games to include Tennessee and Vanderbilt, and we'll just see what happens. The quarterback competition is still ongoing. we won't know anything until probably August, or probably in midweek of August, before, who's going to be the starter. If a starter is not named, you're going to probably have McIntyre and Brandon playing a couple of snaps here, a couple of possessions here and there until they find out who has the hot hand. Whoever gets the hot hand in that Furman game, if that's the case, will probably be the starter for the season. Okay. And then, of course, that's an update, or kind of off Tennessee a little bit, is the NBA draft coming up on 23rd of June, 2026. That first night, look like they meant to go in anywhere between 8 and 13 in the draft. Most draft boards have him going in that area. And then look for Gillespie and Parra to go on the second day in the draft. And then, of course, another local player, a couple of local other players. Vanderbilt's a player from Vanderbilt that's also in the mix to go later on in the draft in the second round, a shooter. And as well as Nakarama from Tennessee State. And so we just got to hope that these guys get picked, Now, usually with the NBA draft, and I'm going to have an NBA draft show I'm going to do real quick before the draft, but usually with the NBA draft, a lot of the foreign players push a lot of the older guys that's played 4 years in college or 5 years in college, push them out of the draft, and they have to sign as free agents. So with that said, that's going to end this show. And of course, we'll have some more information for you on the next show. Going to try to do a Vandy show and a TSU show. A lot of things going on with Tennessee State, and a lot of things going on with Vanderbilt along with Memphis. But with that said, God bless you, and remember to keep God first, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next show. This is Double A, Charlotte Cross Sports Network, and we're out.